This is, of course, the season when lots of young people are graduating from high school and college. And of all the qualities they'll need for the road ahead, perhaps none will be more important than wisdom. Fortunately, our 55 and older viewers have wisdom to share, lessons we can all learn from, really. Some of them were kind enough to put it in writing by sending us letters. And this week, we're letting you in on some of those in a series we're calling Life Lessons. Our first letter writer now lives in Angola and had a direct hand in bringing about the Colts football you enjoy on Sunday afternoons in the fall. But it wouldn't have happened unless he veered off the path of conventional wisdom.
At age 30, with 4 young children and enjoying a successful career with a large corporation, I realized my salary treatment was not fair or adequate to support my family.
So 53 years ago, Paul Oakes quit his job as a salesman with a phone company in central Indiana.
It was the worst decision I ever made at the time, in the view of the family. I was on a rocket ascent to being a good telephone vice president, probably.
You were climbing the ladder of the company?
Yes, but then I got poor salary treatment, and I didn't like it. And I told all my bosses 2 or 3 times that I didn't appreciate getting military salary treatment. So they didn't pay attention to me, and I walked in one day and I said, I quit. I'm going in the insurance business.
Did a commission job appeal to you because at a commission job, you are getting paid exactly what you're worth? You can measure that.
That was the exact rationale that I used.
He found success advancing from top salesman to supervisor to recruiter with Connecticut Mutual, working the vast majority of that time in the Indianapolis area.
When I came to Indianapolis, I realized that Indianapolis is a very dreary city. Nothing happening.
They used to call it Indianopolis.
Indianopolis and in Naptown. And I realized that sports was our way out. So I started promoting a Major League Baseball stadium.
That required giving speeches, appearing on TV, and working connections, all skills he had developed by going into the insurance business. Paul, a former spring training pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers, failed to haul in a big league baseball team for Indy, but he wasn't giving up on big league sports.
I was the only person that was doing all this stuff. I was on television all the time, and people would say, "You're crazy, Oak, you're a zealot." But then I heard that Ursi wanted to move the Colts in 1977. And I called him, stone cold, just like a good insurance man. I said, would you be interested in talking about moving the Baltimore Colts to Indianapolis? He said, yes, I would.
In no time, Paul was on a plane to Baltimore, along with Indy's mayor and a couple other business leaders, to have the first of several conversations that would eventually lead to the Colts' move to Indiana.
I can't even tell you about it, Mark. It's so dynamic, so dynamite that the fact that they played the Super Bowl there, and Indianapolis would not have had the Super Bowl as soon as they did. It might have had it eventually. They wouldn't have had it nearly as soon as they did, since I did all that work. And it's an unbelievable, great feeling to see your city blossom and prosper and become, instead of Naptown and Indianapolis, become Super Bowl City. I reveled in all that.
And it all started with a cold call from a seasoned insurance salesman who wouldn't have even been in the business had he not trusted his gut. And therein lies the main lesson of Paul Oakes' story.
If you have a decision to make, and you know it's a big one, put everything you have into it to do your research, find out where you are, what it is, what it's all about, and then if you get any kind of a godly nudge, and I'm very serious about that, do it, and let the chips fall where they may. I have a Sagamore the Wabash Award from Governor Otis Bowen, and truly believe my job change was the best decision of my life.
Somehow, in the midst of all that, Paul also managed to parlay his skills into a very substantive political career. He ran for Congress unsuccessfully and chaired Richard Lugar's successful Senate campaigns in 1976 and 1982. And he says none of it would have happened without the support of Mary Lou, his wife of 62 years, who you saw briefly in the story. Tomorrow, you'll meet a local woman who says young people need to stop being in love with the idea of love.